I'm just now, if I'm being completely transparent, completely honest and real with y'all, I am just now getting back on my feet. Like literally just what? Ain't no shame in my game, y'all. Everything that I've been through made me who I am. And I know where I'm going, so I don't have a problem with my past. So what, just last year my phone was off. Just last year my nails wasn't done because I was sacrificing. So I had to sacrifice, and I had to really hold myself accountable, y'all. And then what's even crazier is people never know when I'm struggling, ever. Anybody I ever come across, they just always assume that I got my shit together. It's always been like this. I'm completely used to it now. Whether I got $10,000 in my pocket or I got 10 cents in my pocket, I'm the same me. I don't complain when I'm broke, and I don't brag when I'm up. What is up, you guys? I'm Jasx. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome to my channel, okay? So today's video is pretty much going to be talking to you guys about my hair store experience, I guess. Just to give you guys a back history, if you are new here, if you've never been to my channel, if you have no idea who the hell I am. I started my own hair business at the age of 19 years old. I am 23 now, and I signed the lease for a storefront when I was 20 years old, about to turn 21 years old. If you guys want to like hear the story about exactly how I started and what made me start and all that good stuff, I will leave the link to that video down below. That is not what this video is about. This video is going to be talking to you guys about my hair store, the actual store that I opened, the mistakes that I made, the lessons that I learned, and some things for you. If you are thinking about starting up a storefront, it does not matter if it's a hair store, if it's a boutique, if it's a nail spa, if it's a, I don't give a damn. If it's a pet store, whatever type of storefront you are thinking about opening, you need to watch this video, you guys, because there's so much that I learned, and there's so many things that I did not know going into the business of actually going from being online to actually owning a brick and mortar store. So we're going to get into the nitty gritty today, okay? This video was requested. Like I mentioned that I maybe do a video like this. This was months ago, and a lot of you guys actually wanted me to do a video about this. I didn't know if I was up for it. It's a very sensitive subject because my store actually failed. It did not make it. It was not successful. So after my store failed, I've been through a very depressing period. So this is like it's not a tough subject anymore because I overcame every goddamn thing I have been through. God bless, glory to God. And now I can talk to you guys about it and help somebody out there. So yes, give this video a thumbs up if you have not already, and hit that subscribe button, sis, because if you love this video, I've got about 100 more on my channel you're also going to love. So let's get into the video. So I don't even know where to start. Usually I have like all of my notes planned out with me in front of me about things that I need to touch bases on, but I really wanted this video to be from the heart. I mean, they're all from the heart, but I really wanted this to just be off the dome, and I don't know, I'm winging it, okay? So let me just start by saying this. When I was 20 years old, I did not have like barely anything on my credit, okay? So I had like a car and a credit card, and that was it, right? But I had like money. So first things first, when I actually went to get my store, when I went to like rent, that is just a weird combination to be in the same sentence. Anyway, furthermore, so when I went to the leasing place that I was going to lease my storefront from, I got denied. You can't get it, sis. You need a cosigner. So did not have a cosigner. My mom credit is jacked. My dad was going through a bankruptcy / divorce. My stepdad credit was jacked because my mom jacked it up. So there was nobody. Then my auntie, the only one in my entire family who has like excellent credit, wasn't co-signing, which I don't blame her. Kudos to her. So I was so determined. I was so determined to get this spot. I literally, y'all, it's so crazy because I was my store was on a very prime, my store was at a prime location downtown on one of the most busy streets in my city, on Washington Ave. I think every city has a Washington Ave, and Washington Ave is typically downtown and you know, where everything is happening. So I really wanted this storefront. I was not taking no for an answer. I wasn't. So one night, this was before, I want to say this was before I even went to, you know, inquire about the space. I went to the store. It was late at night. It was like probably 11 at night, and I was riding with somebody. I don't remember who, but I was riding with somebody, and I was like, pull over, because I was obsessed with the space, y'all. Excuse me, I was obsessed with it. So I prayed over it, and I was just like, something was just drawing me to the space. I don't know what it was, y'all. I don't know. But anyway, so I got denied for it, and my lease was $1,400 or $1,500 a month. Expensive. So they were like, I wasn't taking no for an answer. Didn't have the credit. So I'm like, look, I'm gonna give y'all X amount of dollars, but we finna make this happen. Like, we finna make this work. So I had to put down quite a bit of money, a couple thousand. So I put down a lot of money to get the space, and I was so excited. I was so happy. But y'all, this is when I had no idea what the fuck I was getting myself into. Like, I had no idea. I thought, this is my mind. I don't know if it's because at the time I had a mentor, but I didn't have, and he was in a different city. So, but I didn't have like anybody around me that was doing anything close to what I was trying to do, or that I was doing, period. I didn't have barely any friends. I don't think I had any close friends. I didn't have any close friends that were business owners or entrepreneurs or was doing something out the norm like I was, to even look at, ask for advice, to, you know, see how they did things. I didn't have that. So, and I was young. I was 20. I had no prior business knowledge. Everything that I know, I have taught myself, or I have learned from trial and error. To this day, I did not go to business school. I did not take any online classes. No. So I know quite a lot because I research a lot, and I've been through hell and back. So, and I lost tons of money and made tons of money. So I know what works. I know what doesn't work at this point in time. But now we're talking about 3 years ago. Okay. I think the biggest thing that no one really prepares for, that is like continuously overlooked, is bracing yourself. If you have to be prepared to not make a sale your first year. Like, as fucked up as that sound, as negative as that sound, you have to be prepared, because having an online business and having an actual physical business are two totally different things. Like, the success of my online business is the reason I thought it would be a good idea to have a physical business. But that didn't work out because, again, it's a different ball game. There's different marketing. The reason why I say that is because 90%, over 90%, probably 95% of my sales were coming from all over the world, right? So here I am, moved back to my city, to where all of my sales are now coming from everywhere else. And I put a store here, but all of my sales are coming from all around the world. So at that moment, I'm sorry. Ooh. At that moment, it didn't click. But now, you know how that go. You look back like, damn, I really overlooked this, or I really wasn't paying attention, or it was right in my face. You need to have 6 months to a year of expenses tucked away. Okay, you need to have a safety net of 6 months to a year worth of expenses. So I poured, y'all, just not knowing, just lack of knowledge, being ignorant. I poured so much money. I had so much overhead. If you guys don't know what overhead means, overhead is like upfront costs. Okay, so I built what the hell, y'all? I built out my store. Okay, so I started with a blank canvas, but I I think I was more in love with the thought of like having a store and the thought of making it pretty and, you know, it popping and it's booming, that I didn't actually, you know, take care and really study and understand what it was going to take to make that successful. You know, I thought it just needed to be cute. I had popping ass hair and I was popping, so that was gonna work. But no, it does not work like that. So I put so much money into the build out of my store. I built walls. I had a fireplace and a TV wall. I built a storage room. I built an office, a break room. Like, I bought expensive ass furniture. I bought expensive ass technology. I had so much overhead, y'all. And then with that, this is the other thing I had no clue about, which my dad is an architect and my stepdad has his own construction company. So they were telling me this after the fact, not after the fact, but during the process of building out my store, that you have these things called permits and you have these things called certifications that you must have and you must pay for. Okay? So I had gotten in trouble with the state, not in trouble, but they put like a hold on my construction because I didn't have certain permits. So it's just a whole thing you have to do, and you know, go downtown and go to City Hall and these different government buildings to get all your paperwork in order, separate from your business. Like, if you're going to build out shit, you have to have all the right, you know, you have to pass certain safety regulations, which of course I did. But going in, I wasn't even supposed to start these things without certain permits. And my dad and them would tell me, and it's just like, it was so many things I didn't know. It was so much money I had to come out with because I had to keep pushing. I had to keep pushing my my opening date back and back, which is losing me money because I'm not making any money, but I'm still spending money. So yeah, I would definitely say, you guys, be prepared to not sell anything, because what happened was I've had so much overhead, y'all. I spent my last on my store. I'm gonna be honest with you. I went broke, because this is something I really wanted. This was my dream. I felt like this was going to be obviously worth it, but it wasn't. I spent so much money in getting it open that I never thought, okay, what's going to happen after it's opened? I never even thought that far. You know, so don't get me wrong, my store was beautiful, but I was just so stressed out doing everything on my own as far as trying to learn all these things that it was so much I didn't know, y'all. It was so much I didn't know. The process of hiring people and, you know, having employees, certain things that, certain like laws that you have to meet with that's just a whole nother ball game. So I would definitely say, like, if you are thinking about opening up a store, do not go all out. Like, do minimize your overhead as much as possible. Do not try to do the most. Do not even throw a grand opening, because what are you celebrating? You haven't even opened your doors yet and you're spending so much money on a grand opening, balloons and probably party fixtures and promotion, advertising, and all of these things. If you're going to have somebody come out, if you're going to have a DJ, like, it's all of these things that you're paying for, but you have not made a dime. So don't be so obsessed, and I can only speak from what I did. Don't be so obsessed with the look. Don't be so obsessed with, be happy for yourself, don't get me wrong, but be smart. Be smart. Learn exactly what it takes to open a storefront in your city, because every city is different, okay? Know all the upfront costs ahead of time and try to get it down as low as you can. I wish all the money that I spent going into my store, I would have saved, and I would have put more into advertising. I would have put more into marketing. And then as I was making more money, slowly but surely, I would have put that money into the store. You get what I'm saying? Think of it like an apartment. Like, you don't have to buy all your goddamn furniture at once. Buy it one room at a time. To be honest, if I could go back, I wouldn't have opened up a hair store. I wouldn't have opened up a hair store because I was doing so good online and I would have just put all my goddamn money right back into that. Like I said in my previous video on how I got started about the man telling me and shitting on me and telling me it was a horrible idea anyway, and telling me like, you're going viral, these videos of what you're doing is something you need to stick to, this is what you should be doing. I was so invested emotionally that I couldn't listen to him. I couldn't hear that, and that's why I preach to y'all over and over to take your emotion out of it. Like, business is business, period. You cannot be emotional. So that's why I be coming off as a cold-hearted bitch sometimes, but that's what it is. That's how it is. Like, I've learned my lesson. Like, I used to be that person who was really happy all the time, talking business, and really sweet, and just, you know, really naive. If you being honest, if I'm being honest, really naive. I'm not that way anymore. All right. So if you guys are thinking about opening up a hair store, make sure you have the money for it. And don't listen. Do not spend all of that on rent if it does not make sense. Honestly, truly, I would say if it's your first location, don't even try to stay under 1,000. Every city, you know, rent and prices are going to be different, but baby, if I could have just, you know, not tried to be in like this prime location, it didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense, you know. And outside of the money, y'all, let me talk about some other things, because I do put lots of emphasis on the money, because bitch, I went broke. I mean, went broke. Still paying for things to this day. I mean, tens of thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars lost. You know, I had to borrow money from people, and that's never a good feeling. If you know me, I'm the one people fucking borrow money from. So, you know, for me to be in a position and feel so low, to have to borrow money from people and have to literally fail in front of so many people, it literally put me in such a depressive state, which I never want to be at again. And I don't want y'all to feel that. I don't want anyone else to have to go through what the hell I went through, because you try to rush and do things and you're trying to prove a point, and not necessarily prove a point to other people. Maybe it's proving a point to yourself that, hey, I can do this. But I'm telling y'all, listen to, now I don't know what this is, it's not necessarily intuition, but listen to that little voice in the back of your head, because I have a friend right now doing something extremely big, but I don't think, I'm not gonna speak on that. But what I'm trying to say is, as I was preparing to open up my store and I was spending more and more money, I literally knew I shouldn't have been doing it. Like, something was telling me, like, back out, you know, let's try this again in like 6 months to a year. But I kept going anyway. Something was just like, it's not like I doubted myself. It's not that. It was just something that was telling me, like, you are spending hella money and you really don't know really what you're doing. Why are you still doing this? You know, you're going to put yourself in a hole. Okay? But I did it anyway. And then another thing is, I really didn't have anyone around me to even ask me or hold me accountable and say, hey, you know, is this really what you want to do? Is this a really smart decision that you're making? I didn't have that. So I didn't fucking know. I fucked up, y'all. I think my biggest piece of advice is to make sure that you are financially ready to open a store, like I said, and have 6 months to a year worth of expenses tucked away before you open your doors, before you even think about opening up a hair store. Opening up a storefront, period, not just a hair store, any storefront. And honestly, if you could start small, like if you could start in a suite or something, that'd be perfect. Like, I wish that that's the route I would have taken and then expanded to like my own actual storefront. But if you have a suite that's actually like a store, like you're not in like a building or something, that's still great. Even if you are in a building, that's still great. But start off small and work your way up, y'all. Like, don't be afraid to do that. Don't be me, because I'm always like trying to do the most. I'm always trying to do the freaking most. I love it, but I hate it. But it's a lesson learned. Also, you guys, what's another important thing I think that everyone should do if you are opening up a storefront and you also have an online business is to separate your inventory. All right, that is so vital, to separate your inventory. So have inventory set up specifically. Now if you're really small, that's cool, but as you grow, you're going to want to separate it, because what's going to happen is it's going to be extremely hard for you to keep up unless you have a system that manages both, that can manage both inventory, that allows you to set your inventory, that allows you to track the sales that are coming from your online and coming from your storefront, and deduct your inventory as you're selling. If you have a system that does that, that's great, but I would still recommend you separating your inventory, like having a set inventory for your online business and a set inventory for your store. Another thing, if you guys can find, this is another thing I wish I would have done, is to reach out to other people that have this business that you're trying to open. So if you're trying to open up a clothing boutique, go talk to people with clothing boutiques, ask them some of their struggles, ask them any tips or advice they have for you, because you can think of all these things that you may think that you need or that you think that you're going to have to pay for, and then they may give you a tip on how to save money. They may give you, just things you haven't thought about. So I always suggest to go and speak with people who are doing what you're trying to do. If you're opening up a shoe store, go talk to other people with shoe stores, because what you want is to be prepared for any and everything. And you're never going to be 100% prepared, but you could be 90% prepared. You just want to put yourself in the best possible position for success. I did not set myself up for success. I set myself up for failure from the start. From the start, I had an extreme overhead, and I invested all my money before I even made a sale. So, after all that money is spent and then you do start making sales, well, you're still in the negative. If I'm in the negative of $40,000 and then I make $2,000, I'm still in the negative. Now I'm just in a negative of negative $38,000. And you still have bills to pay. You still have rent to pay. You still have utilities to pay. You still have cable to pay. You still have inventory and vendors to pay. You got a lot of shit to pay. You're coming, opening up a storefront is not easy. It's not easy. It's not impossible. Nothing is impossible. Y'all would never hear those words come out of my mouth. But just take my experience and my failures and the mistakes that I've made and learn from them, so you don't have to make the same mistakes. Go out and talk to other people. Reach out to other people. Don't be afraid. Reach out to other people who are in the position that you're trying to get in. Figure out how they started, what they would have done differently. There's so much I would have done differently. I would have went a lot smaller. I wouldn't have spent so much. I would have set a set budget. I didn't even have a budget, y'all. I was just like, shit, I got all this money. I'm finna get it. I'm finna make it the way I want it. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. A lot of people ask me, would I ever open up another hair store? The answer is no. I'm doing so well online. And eventually I want to get out of the hair industry completely. That's my goal. And help y'all be successful in y'all hair business. I just feel like I don't know. I don't see myself ever doing the same thing for too long. You get what I'm saying? Would I ever open up a hair store? No. Would I ever open up a storefront? Sure, absolutely. Don't know what it would be. I want to get into a lot of things. I want to get into franchising. I want to get into real estate. Y'all should know this by now. I want my hand in multiple pots. So for example, right? When I'm ready to open up a franchise, you damn Skippy, I'm going to do so much research, and I'm going to actually get out and talk to other people with franchises before I hop into that. I'm going to find the cheapest route to open this to make as much money as possible without putting my own capital up front. So you guys just have to think outside the box and go and talk to people that are in the positions that you want to be in. Do not do what I do. Do not find a place that you absolutely love. It's super expensive. Just because you have the money, you put the money up. Don't do that. Find out exactly what regulations, what laws, what permits you're going to need to get started. Find out if you can do, again, and like me, I literally put myself in a hole from the beginning by putting so much money down on my storefront just to get the damn storefront. Just because I was being just stubborn, I guess. I don't know. I wanted what I wanted. Put myself in a hole from the jump. Put myself in a hole from the jump. I could have easily found another spot. I could have easily found another spot that was half the rent. Like, don't be big-headed, y'all. Don't be extra. Be smart. Think about what you're doing and try to save as much money as possible. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the money. All right? So I hope that this video helped someone, inspired someone, and just, you know, y'all can always learn from me, because I done made so many goddamn mistakes. It's ridiculous. But I promise you, they will not be made again. Okay? Ever. They will not be made again. And I'm thankful, you know, now. I'm thankful for the experience, and I'm thankful for the lessons that I did learn, because I know, again, what works. I know what doesn't work for me and my business models. So now I can make my money in peace. You know, lost a lot of money. Took a long time to bounce back. This was, I'm 23. That was 2 years ago. 2 years. I'm just now, if I'm being completely transparent, completely honest and real with y'all, I am just now getting back on my feet. Like, literally just what? Ain't no shame in my game, y'all. Everything that I've been through made me who I am. And I know where I'm going. So I don't have a problem with my past. So, what? Just last year, my phone was off. Just last year, my nails wasn't done. I was like, what can I sacrifice? Like, why am I broke? Why am I still broke? I'm working these dead-end jobs, and I know I'm better than this. I know I'm better than this. Working at a goddamn lingerie bar. I know I'm better than this. What am I doing wrong? I had to sit back and self-evaluate. Like, bitch, you need to get it together. You ain't got no money, but your nails are done. You going out to eat every goddamn day. You buying drinks. Your tab, $60 every time you go out to eat. Like, something is wrong. Something is wrong. So, bam. Let my phone cut off. I'm at home. I'm finna just be at home. Cool. On the Wi-Fi. Cool. No nails. I'm spending damn near $200 every time I go to the nail shop. No nails. So, I had to sacrifice. And I had to really hold myself accountable, y'all. And then what's even crazier is people never know when I'm struggling. Ever. Anybody I ever come across, they just always assume that I got my shit together. It's always been like this. I'm completely used to it now. And I kind of take it as a compliment, because whether I got $10,000 in my pocket or I got 10 cents in my pocket, I'm the same me. I don't complain when I'm broke. And I don't brag when I'm up. So you're never going to know what's really going on with me. And again, we are in July of 2019. And I'm just now getting on my feet. I say all of that to say that it's okay. It's okay to try something and it not work out. It's okay to start something and it doesn't end the way you intended. Just start, because you have got to fail to be successful. You have got to fail to succeed in anything. Nobody starts out as an expert. Everyone starts as a beginner, you know? So, like, y'all, I done made so many mistakes and I have paid for it. Like, I had a friend, my childhood friend. We've been friends since I was 13 years old. And in my time of need, she loaned me $20,000. that I still have to pay her for. She doesn't even want the money back, but of course I have to pay her for it. And I honestly don't want to give her $20,000. I want to give her like $50,000, and one day I will be able to do that. Don't sleep on yourself. Don't underestimate yourself. All right, don't be afraid to just take the leap. A year from now, you're gonna wish you started today. You get what I'm saying? Why start tomorrow when you can start today? Like, just be smart, make smarter moves, make, you know, smart financial decisions, and do the work. Like, don't expect handouts. Don't expect it to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but hopefully it'll be worth it. Like, even, I don't know, I'm kind of in between thinking that if it was worth it or not. More so no, because of the money I lost and the emotional trauma that it caused me. But it could have been a lot worse. I could have lost 100,000 or a million, or that's how I try to look at it. But definitely an experience I learned from, and definitely I think it was kind of worth it because I'm able to share with y'all my failure, so you do not have to fail the same way. Maybe you failed a different way, but you don't have to fail the same way that I did, because I did it for you. I failed for you. So yeah, definitely a hard time in my life, y'all. Like, a hard time. Definitely broke me. Not, ooh, I don't even like saying that. You know, it did, but I put myself back together. So, and I made all, like, everything that I've been through kind of happened when I was young. Thank God. I don't have any kids, so you know, I was able to take that risk, and it lost a lot, but it could have been worse had I had like kids and a house and things that I actually could have, you know, put in jeopardy to lose. So now I know better. Now, you know, the next storefront or the next building or the next whatever is going to be successful. It's going to work out, because the first one didn't. You know, the first one didn't, but the second one will. So that's my story, you guys. I wasn't really trying to make this a story time, kind of give you guys some advice, more like advice. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something. If you have any experience, or you're currently trying to open up a storefront, comment down below. Let us know what you're going through, what you've been through, what you went through, what have you learned about it. Share your story with someone else that it could possibly help. So thank you guys as always for watching my video. I love y'all so much, and I will see you in my next one. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Hopefully. I never know if y'all gonna enjoy my videos. Y'all always tell me y'all do, but every single upload I'll be like, oh, I hope they enjoyed the video. But I'll see you guys in my next one. I love y'all so much.